right, so basically what's going to happen now is going to revisit with the customers, and we've already met twice. The initial estimate, consultation, and then after that we talked about their wish list once again in more detail, and at that point we took them to look at a few jobs local in the area that were similar to what they're looking to do as far as movie theaters and gyms and stuff like that. So coincidentally, this particular model, this home, I've actually finished this one. It's a Toll Brothers, very popular Toll Brothers model, and I finished this one probably 30 times. So I had a lot of content out there that I was able to show them locally in the area, but it's not necessary, but certainly helpful. So right now we're about to start the design layout. By far the most important stage of any job. Literally, this is the place where you really have to take your time. We really spent a lot of time talking to homeowners' wish list and what's going on. And we incorporate everything, like the situations that we have in the basement, where the utilities are, taking everything into consideration. And you know, this is it, man. This is, it all starts here. Everything else after this is easy. It's just decisions that need to be made, but we're going to start with what I call the master design, where everything's going to go. And we may not get it right on the first try. We're going to have some feedback from the homeowners, see what they say, talk about the pros and cons of what we're going to do. And then after that, then we're going to work into the sub-designs, which will be, okay, once we decide where the bathroom's going, what's it going to look like? Where the bar's going, we got that done. What are we going to do here in the details? So there's what I would call the sub-designs. This basement's going to have like probably a bathroom, a home theater, a bar. There's going to be like a mudroom area, maybe a gym area. Those will all be sub-designs to the master design. So we're going to get rolling. All right, so I'm starting off right now by just marking everything out. The beginning steps are kind of easy because it's pretty much the perimeter, and then we got to mark out like the utility areas, but how we're going to access them and how big they're going to be, that's still subject to change. So right now I'm just, I got a couple ideas of what I want to do. This is going to be a really interesting wall, so I might play around with a few ideas here, but I'm just working my way around the basement, getting some marks on the ground, and I'm going to double back and start snapping some lines, and it starts to come to life a little bit once I do that. So I'm just going to continue where I'm at here and move this stuff out of my way. This is our track. This is actually going to be, this is the bottom plate to the wall, and what we're going to do is we're basically going to be installing that on the ground, but we're not going to be securing it. So but it gives you this incredible visual, and you'll see shortly what a difference it's going to make compared to this blank canvas that we have right now. And then we're going to have this down. So just got to move some of it out of my way right now. So this wall's kind of interesting because it's got a lot of in and out, and we might use that to our advantage and do some decorative built-ins. But by the same token, I want to be really careful because I don't want it to feel too choppy. So this is actually a really important wall, and I think that we might even have a TV set up on this wall, is what I'm thinking right now. But anyhow, for right now, just keep plugging along. Well, we got a lot going on here. We got this waistline here. We got this bump out here. We have the electrical service right there. This area of the house is it's recessed down. So they got a family room that's kind of sunk in. And, but they still want to use the space. So we're really challenged in this basement too, because the homeowners, when they built this house, they didn't get the extra course. I don't think they're original owners, but it's kind of the most important thing. If you're building a home, the biggest advice I can give you is get the ceilings as high as possible in the basement. If someday you're planning on finishing it and you want that basement to be another level of your home, that's really important. However, we don't have that here, but we have ways to fix that and make it look nicer. Obviously, we could dig the basement out, but that's not what we're doing here. But we are going to be relocating a lot of ductwork, which is going to help tremendously. Outside of that, we got to be really smart about the design. to make sure that we, you know, kind of make it look as best as it could possibly look. So we're gonna play around with some stuff here. So we got some codes here too we got to be careful of. We need 3 feet in front of the electrical service, so the closest I could have a wall here would be 3 feet off. However, there is a little loophole in that, which we use quite often. I don't think we're going to need it here, but sometimes we will actually build the wall here. Clearly not meeting the code. However, when we put a door in front of it and that door is open, technically we have our 3 feet. So a little loophole in the code, and we do it quite often actually. Again, I may actually do that here, now that I'm thinking about it. All right, so I'm gonna start snapping some lines. I don't have all my marks on the ground, but I just wanna start getting some visuals. I do see some variations in the concrete wall, so I wanna see some straight lines. This is my partner for today. Normally it's my son, but he's on another job right now, so this guy's great. Always shows up for work, never late, never complains. But neither does my son, by the way, but he's on another job. So I just wanna start seeing some marks on the ground right there so I could get some visuals, and then we'll double back and get the rest of it. Yeah, so Nino will be here in a little bit, and he'll start, he'll help me out, and then he'll start the design process as far as putting everything on CAD, and he's fantastic. I tell you what, I'm doing this a long time. This is like 35th or 36th year in business. Where's my mark? There it is. And through the years, I have trained, oh my God, countless guys through the years. Yeah, see, I'm not keeping this. I can already tell you right now. This square is killing the basement. We're gonna do something cool here and cut this corner. But anyhow, yeah, I've trained, I can't even tell you, probably 100 guys through the years that have since gone on and opened their own businesses. But Nino is different. He is way better than anybody I've ever trained at such a young age. So I'm really excited to see what he's gonna bring to the table over time. So one of the things with this basement, it's huge, and you think, well, that's just gonna make it so much easier. Because the wish list, well, one of the things you gotta be careful with too, sometimes I'll get a wish list that's this big, but a basement that's only this big. And it's like, how we fit in all that? It's gonna be very crowded and not gonna look good. And if that's what they want, that's what they get. But in this case, we actually have a wish list that is probably here, but a basement that's here. So you think, okay, that's great, it makes it easier. Yes and no, because we also want it to look like a home. We don't want it to look like a banquet hall or some kind of like funny looking space. We want it to look like their house, and you know, we're gonna get there. But yeah, we definitely got the room to work with. I got enough lines snapped on the ground. I need to get the visual for myself even to see if what I'm starting to come up with is even gonna work. So we're gonna start in the most important section here is gonna be that foyer, bathroom, mudroom entrance. So we're gonna get rolling. So it's a galvanized metal track. What's great about, we use all metal studs and obviously metal track. What's great about this is you don't have to worry about termites, rust, mildew, mold, twisting, nail pops, rotting. Metal stud, far superior from wood. We actually have a really cool video on our YouTube channel of the pros and cons, wood versus metal, and you know, something I highly recommend everybody watching. So you notice we're not securing anything. We're just gonna lay it down. Ultimately, if the homeowner approves this design, then it'll get secured. But this is gonna give us a really cool visual, which you're gonna start seeing that develop in a second. So they can really understand this is much better than a blueprint on a piece of paper, because this is real life. We have those programs where, you know, you have the 3D programs and, you know, you see that stuff like on the HGTV and all that cool stuff, and that's great, but nothing compares to real life, and that's what this is. Metal track, walk into Home Depot, track stud, it's gonna run you about $4. Then you're gonna look right next door and you're gonna see a wood stud and it's $2, and you're gonna say, my God, why am I gonna pay double for this metal track? Well, the reason you're paying double is because it's far superior than wood. Here's the good news. The labor is so much cheaper that the end cost to the user, to the homeowner, is actually about the same as wood. So you get this product that's actually double the cost for a reason, for the same price, if not less. So really makes sense. This is interesting, and maybe this is a bad analogy, but I think of an artist, right? And you commission an artist to do a family portrait, and you hand them a canvas, and the canvas has scribble written all over it, and you say, here, draw my family portrait. A little difficult, got to work around all that scribble. I know, I'm not trying to say I'm an artist or whatever, but same concept here. I want a blank canvas so I don't want scribble, meaning boxes and junk and whatever. I want a blank canvas so I can really be creative in doing my design. So it's just the way it works for me.
How you doing? Nino Gagliano, my father Pat here. He's doing the layout. I just came a little bit ago. I'm going to draw the layout and use my laser, measure every single wall, draw this right here on the CAD file, and once I'm done with it, I submit it to the town, also send it to the secretaries and the homeowners just to give them a good look of what they're going to get in their basement. So usually I start from the two longer parts of the basement, so we could start right in the middle and just work our way this way and then make a box all the way around. So here I just stand right at the line, point my laser, got 10 feet, really draw it right on the CAD file. And then when I come to corners like this, I start at this end, just go right into the wall. It's easier to get the perimeter done first before you do the interior walls because it messes everything up. Yeah, so this laser is dead accurate. If you hold this laser here and I lean it down onto the metal track, and I'm holding onto the metal track right there, I could get an exact measurement of how far this wall is to that wall that we're gonna build. It's a lot faster and a lot easier to use than your tape measure. So I'm gonna go ahead, measure the rest of this basement, and we'll catch up when I'm doing the 3D render.
Just finished this layout design, super happy with it right now. This is what I'm about to present to the homeowner. So we're gonna start right here. This is gonna be a new entrance from the backyard into the foyer. This is gonna be typically like set up like a cabana. We're gonna have a huge bathroom here with a shower, maybe a steam shower, sitting bench, and where they could change for the shower, take the bathing suit off, whatever. Big sink right there, toilet. We may even put a linen closet. We'll see how that goes. On this side, we're actually gonna have a mud room, another place for guests, maybe to have some guests over. Maybe we have some cubbies, you put your towel and stuff like that, go in the backyard. Right here, I wanna put a nice small chandelier. We have low ceilings, but decorative trim. I want this to be a beautiful, beautiful statement when you come in this basement, like, oh my God, this is totally not a basement. This is a sick, another level of the home. Then you're gonna enter, you're gonna come right through here, and we're gonna open this up. I softened this corner here. We're gonna put a hidden door going into the utility room. Ductwork is all getting relocated. Something I wanna talk about. We got some real low stuff right here. We got a contractor coming in. He's gonna redo all of this, and we'll document that for you and show you how that works. Got these two columns in the middle of the basement. Everybody thinks, oh my God, what a problem. I think, how cool. I got this great idea where I'm gonna put this really unique design right here. Even though these columns don't match, I'm gonna make this decorative wall that I'm thinking of on each side match perfectly. We're gonna have a counter here with 7 bar stools and a cool couch, movie theater seats, whatever the customer wants. We're gonna set a TV up here. The wall is going in and out a bunch. We're gonna utilize every inch of this basement. I'm not gonna follow that wall in and out and create something funky that you wouldn't see in your house, but we're gonna utilize it with maybe recessed built-ins, and we'll get into that a little more later as well. As this wraps around, we're keeping a very open feel to this basement. Concept here is hit all the items on the wish list, keep the basement open and inviting at the same time. We needed a utility area here to get into the electrical service. We're gonna have a little storage for them as well. We're gonna have double glass French doors here going into a kid's playroom. We have a sunken living room up here. So this area was not quite ideal, but perfect for the kids' playroom. I'm gonna even propose possibly maybe a little more glass on this wall as well. That's to be determined. We're gonna give them a closet in here. We're gonna hide that ductwork. Then this corner here, we're gonna bury that column in a wall. This is gonna be a gym, and this is gonna be a complete glass wall, real sharp looking. You're gonna love what this looks like when it's all said and done. When you're in this gym, you don't wanna feel like you're working out in a closet. You wanna feel like you're actually like in a big room. It's gonna make the basement feel bigger, gym feel bigger. And then we're gonna conclude coming through here. This area is gonna be a huge bar. Giant back bar, the windows gotta go. Because I need this to be very cool, and we're gonna utilize this whole wall. I mean, the seating and entertainment that's gonna go on in this basement, it's endless. Because it's just, this is a sick design. Obviously the sink in front of the bar, never behind the bar. You don't wanna turn your back to your guest. But we talk a lot about that. You can follow some of that on YouTube. We're gonna have this area here, probably have a dance floor set up. It works out fantastic between the bar and the TV area, the dance floor in the middle. This wall right here, this is a challenge. This is a structural wall holding up the house, and this is our staircase. It's horrible. This has to go. So we're gonna put in a new structural header. We're actually gonna recess it into the beams. We're gonna knock down both these walls, create a decorative built-in right here, open this basement up all the way through. So when you're standing there, you're gonna see all the way through to that door. That natural light's gonna come through the whole basement. This basement is gonna be insane. All right, so guys, this is a great design, man. I hope you enjoyed this whole process from the start of conception, getting the wish list of all the items, and then making them come to life. Putting down the track and doing it the way we do by marking things out, there's no comparison. There's no other way that could be better than this. So you're gonna love this basement.